So last problem, three
Ah,
identical bodies of mass m are
ah,
located at the vertices of an equilateral triangle of
mm,
sides L. They revolve under the effect of mutual gravitational force in a circular orbit, cir- circumscribing the triangle while preserving the equilateral triangle. Their orbit velocity is.
okay, okay. Thank you. What is the answer for that?
Option A is the root of Gm by L.
Okay, okay. Only two students have joined, Bharat Khannan and Gomat. Darun Kumar. Yes. Darun Kumar, are you there?
Farooq and Mohanapriya, sir.
Yes,
Oh.
sir.
Kindly unmute her. Only Muhammad is responding.
Sir, due to rain, network problem, sir.
The same word is from all students in online class from the past 2 years.
Sir, your voice is breaking, sir.
Huh? My voice? My voice.
Yes,
Is
sir.
it Muhammad?
Sir, clear for me, sir.
Yes, sir.
Technically, he is speaking, you know. Okay, no problem. Okay, students, let's start. See the problem. Two solid spherical planet. Two solid spherical planet of equal radius r having mass 4m and 9m have their center separated by the distance 6r. A projectile of mass m is sent from the planet of mass 4m toward the heavier planet. What is the distance of r of the point from the lighter planet where the gravitational force on the projectile is? Anybody can tell the procedure, how to solve this problem? First, read the problem and then tell me how to solve this. I'll give you 1 minute. I'll solve after that. Two solid spherical planets of equal radius are having a masses 4m and 9m have their center separated by the distance 6r. The projectile of mass m is sent from the one planet of mass 4m toward the heavier planet. What is the distance r of the point from the lighter planet where the gravitational force on the projectile is 0? Sorry for delay. Consider two solid spherical sphere. They have an equal radius. They have an equal radius, say R. This is also R. One mass 4m, another mass 9m. They are separated by the distance of 6r. They are separated by the distance of 6r. A projectile of mass m is sent from the planet of mass 4m toward the heavier planet. From this planet, a projectile is sent to the heavier mass. The mass of the projectile is m, assuming that it is located here. Okay. Now, the question is find out the distance. Find out the distance r of the point from the lighter planet. This is the lighter planet, where the gravitational force on the projectile is g. Say, let us assume this point is the point at which the gravitational force is 0. Say this is A, let it be B, this C. At point C, the gravitational force is 0 between the respective masses of the planet. That means this 4m mass exert the attractive force towards the projectile. It will be outward. Similarly, the heavier mass exert the attractive force toward the projectile, like this. Okay, this force of attraction at a particular distance will nullify. That means both forces equal for both forces magnitude will nullify. And the point le rendu force equal are or point le. Apo the total force, net force at a particular point is equal to 0. We have to calculate the position of that point at which the gravitational force is equal to 0. That is a gravitational force between the heavier mass and the projectile, and the lighter mass and the projectile is equal to 0. Summation. Say, let it be, for example, here is 4 Newton at the particular point, like here is 4 Newton and nullify and the point 0. We have to calculate the position. What about this distance? Capital R, sorry, 6r minus small r. Okay, this is a concept. Now, let us calculate the force of attraction between the 4m and the projectile, and between the 9m and the projectile. After that, equating that force of attraction and find out the position. Okay, now the force of attraction between the lighter mass and the projectile. What is the formula, governing formula? Gravitational constant, mass of the one body, m1, mass of the
M2
another
by
m2.
R square.
Very good. Appo, you substitute pannunga G, 4m, small m, the distance between the two reference masses. What is that distance? We are taking that distance as R. Okay, this is a 4 capital M. Now, R squared, sorry, R squared, FB. The The mass of the heavier body 9m, and mass of the projectile small m. The distance between the heavier mass and the projectile at which the gravitational force is equal to 0, that is 6r minus r whole squared. Now let us equate the two forces G for capital M small m divided by r squared. Right hand side, capital G 9 capital M small m divided by 6r minus r whole square. Okay. இப்போ G cancel ஆயிடும், capital M small m cancel ஆயிடும். அப்போ left hand side numerator 4, denominator r squared. Right hand side numerator
9 by 6r minus r whole square.
Yes. Now let us cross multiplying it. 6r minus small r whole square into 4, that is equal to 9r square, isn't it?
Yes, sir.
To simplify further, let us take a root on both sides. When you take the root for 4, it becomes 2, and this quantity becomes 6r minus r only. Here 3r. Okay. Finally, it becomes what? Just multiply the two.
12r
12r minus
2r equal to 3r.
Yes. 12r is equal to 5r.
5r.
For r is equal to 5r divided, 12r divided by
5r.
5. R, we have to find out r small r only. Therefore, r is equal to 12r divided by 5.
12r by 5 equal
12
to
divided by
r.
5, what is the value? 2.4, correct? 12
Yes, sir.
by 5, 2.4. The answer is D. Kindly note down these points. Tell me after copying this, we'll go to the next problem. Understand the concept? Any doubt, students?
No, sir.
No, sir.
Okay.
Sir, option D is the answer, sir.
Yes. 2.4r.
You can move to next problem, sir.
Yes.
Finish, sir.
Yes, thank you. Students, see this next problem. 4 particles, each of mass m and equal distance from each other, move along the circle of radius r under the action of their mutual gravitational attraction. The speed of each particle is the 4 particles which are moving in the circular orbit, provided the distance between the 4 particles are same under the action of mutual gravitational attraction. Find the speed of each part. Consider this circle. The 4 particles are moving along a circle of radius r. The radius in r. Let us place the 4 masses like this, so that it will be a equal distance like this. The radius is r. Let us draw the diagonal for this. The mass of each particle is capital A. Speed of each particle. The speed of each particle bits linear velocity v. There are. We have to find out v. That is the question. There is no other data. How to calculate this? The diagonal, what is the diagonal length? 2r. Okay. Let us assume the force, let us take a reference point, say A, on which the force of attractions are acting from the mass B, C, and D. Let us calculate the total force acting on the reference mass using the principle of superposition. Consider the mass A and C. The force of attraction will be acting like this. Let it be F3. The force of attraction between A and B will be like this, say F1. The force of attraction between A and D, F2. Therefore, with respect to the point A, 3 forces are acting. One is horizontal force, another one vertical force, third one is F3. We have to find out the total force acting on the mass. After that, the total force is equated with the centripetal force. As I said earlier in the previous class, the force of attraction is equal to centripetal force. After finding out the total force, that force is equated with the centripetal force. Centripetal force formula m omega squared r in terms of linear velocity m v squared by r. That is a v. Find out the linear velocity. After finding finding out the result force that is equated with the center, we can calculate the V, linear velocity. That is a concept. So let us proceed. How to calculate the resultant force? How to calculate the resultant force of F1, F2? Kindly listen here. Let us find out the resultant force of F1 and F2 first. The resultant force of F1 and F2 will be between F1 and F2. That is F. How to find out the resultant force? We can use the law of parallelogram of force, that is A square, root of A square plus B squared plus 2AB cos theta. Here cos theta, cos 90. The force between F1 and F2 is cos 90, 0. Therefore, the formula will be, I think you know that formula, resultant force formula between the two forces, say A squared, B squared, 2AB cos theta. Law of parallelogram of forces. Resultant force. Muhammad, do you know that? Are you there? Anybody?
Yes, sir.
இப்போ
Yes,
இந்த
sir.
ரெண்டு ஃபோர்ஸுக்கு இடையில இருக்க ஆங்கிள் என்ன 90 டிகிரி cos 90 0 போட்டீங்கன்னா this quantity becomes 0. Therefore it becomes root of A squared B squared. That's all. That is why we are using the formula here as, say, F1 squared plus F2 squared. 2F1 F2 becomes 0. Okay. Now the distance between A and B and A and D is equal. Understand? In the problem, the masses are placed at the equal distance between each other. Therefore, the force will be also same. ரெண்டு force same தான் இருக்கும். F1 F2 same இருக்கும். ஏன்னா A ல இருந்து B same distance, A ல இருந்து D same distance. Therefore, it is two types of say F1. You take the root, it becomes F1. Understand, students?
Yes, sir. Yes,
Okay.
sir.
Yes, sir.
Now let us convert the resultant force, the total force. That is total resultant force acting between A and C. Already one force is acting, F3. This force, this resultant force is also acting along the F3. As 2F1, as 2F1. Now we are going to find out the F1 formula. G, mass between, sorry, mass of the two bodies. Mass of the two bodies is capital M, capital M divided by, what is the distance? That is the important point. What is the distance? How to represent that distance? Anybody can tell me?
Capital of square.
No. It's not equal to R. What about this distance? This distance. It's not equal to R. See, I give you a hint. What is the diagonal of square? Square of the diagonal என்னப்பா தம்பி? Pythagoras theorem use பண்ணீங்களா? Let A is the side, one of the side of square. Root of A squared plus A squared, 2A squared. Then take the root, that is root 2A. Understand? Diagonal of the diagonal, say AC, is equal to root 2A. Understand, Muhammad?
Yes, sir.
Diagonal value வந்து என்னது? root 2A. Here the root 2A is equal to 2R. Is equal to A. we have to find out the side of the square in terms of R. In terms of R. It becomes what? 2R divided by
2r whole square.
root 2. Therefore, it becomes what? Root 2 can be written as root 2 into root 2. Root 2 get cancelled. The numerator, root 2R. Understand? Any doubt? Okay.
Okay, sir.
Yes, sir.
இப்போ side என்ன, the length என்ன between A and B? root 2 R. கரெக்டா? அப்போ இதை வந்து நம்ம ஸ்கொயர் பண்ணணும். It becomes capital G, capital M, M squared. 2R squared. This is the value of F1. And then what about F3? Use the same formula. M into M, M squared. The denominator distance here 2R whole squared. Okay. Therefore, GM squared divided by 4R squared. Now I'm going to equate, calculate the resultant force. F3 is GM squared divided by 4R squared. And F1 is the resultant force root 2 F1. See here. F3 root 2 F1. F1 here GM divided by 2R squared. Take the LCM. 4R squared, GM squared, then 2 root 2 GM squared. GM squared divided by 4R squared, 1 plus root 2. Understand? This is the total resultant force. That total resultant force is equated with the velocity. That is centripetal force. Fc is equal to centripetal force. And then here mass into V squared divided by R. Right hand side, GM squared divided by 4R squared. Actually, centripetal force formula M omega squared R. Or in terms of linear velocity,
mv squared by r.
இங்க R இருக்குமா, R squared இருக்குமா? Because M omega squared என்ன பண்ணலாம்? V by R whole squared into R. MV squared divided by R only. Understand?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
இப்போ students, how to find out V? M squared இருக்க M cancel ஆயிடல, இங்க ஒரு ஸ்கொயர். இப்போ இதை கேன்சல் பண்ணிடலாம். இங்க R இருக்கு, இங்க R squared cancel பண்ணிடலாம். Therefore, B is equal to, இதை cancel பண்ணிடலாமா? B is equal to what? GM divided by
4R.
4R. Root எடுத்துடலாமா?
Yes, sir.
All of you listen. I missed one quantity here. Sorry. We have equated the resultant force as gm squared divided by 4r squared into 1 plus root 2. I missed that one. Okay, va? இப்போ அதை சேர்த்துக்கலாம்ல? That's all. Any doubt, students? இப்போ இதுல கூட we can further simplify this. We can take a root for 4, no? Answer இப்படிதான் கொடுத்திருக்காங்க.
Sir, 2 root 2 வராதா sir?
Sir, how did 1 by 2 come, sir?
இங்க வந்து நம்ம
Sir, 2 root 2 வரும்னு நினைக்கிறேன் sir.
ரைட். இங்க மிஸ் பண்ணிட்டோம்ல 2 root 2.
yes sir, அதான் sir சொல்லணும்.
வெரி குட், வெரி குட். இந்த இடத்துல மிஸ்டேக் இங்க தானே.
V equal to gm by 4r 1 plus 2 root 2.
When you take gm squared common, it becomes 1 plus 2 root 2. Very good. So here also 2 root 2 and then 2 root. Very good. So answer is what this?
Option A sir.
Yeah, very good.
Sir, once again explain, sir.
யாரு? தருண் குமாரா?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Problem என்னன்னா, there are 4 masses which are revolving in the circular orbit. The distance between each particle is constant while revolving. Therefore, let us place the particle m in the circular orbit one by one. Say A, B, C, like that. The distance here, it is a linear distance, so that we are drawing or we are connecting the line A and B. Similarly, when you place a C vertically or 90 degree to the previous line, automatically the distance will be equal, so that we can place the 4 masses as A, B, C, D. It forms a square. It forms a square. To find out, the question is to find out the linear velocity or tangential velocity of the revolving mass. Whenever the tangential velocity comes, we have to equate the law of gravitational force with the centripetal force. The centripetal force is equated with the total force acting on the any one of the reference masses. In this problem, we are taking A as the reference problem, on which the force are acting from B, from C, from D. All are attractive force with respect to the A. The force from A between A and B is F1. Force between A and D, F2. Force between A and C, F3. To find out the total force acting on the point A, we have to use the resultant force analysis. Since F1 and F2 are acting horizontally and vertically, the resultant force in between F1 and F2, the resultant force of F1 and F2 between F1 and F2. It will be coincide with the force F3. F3 force is at an angle of 45 degree from F1 and F2. So the resultant of F1 and F2 will be along the F3. To find out the resultant of F1, F2, we are using the law of parallelogram of forces, using the formula R is equal to root of A square B square plus 2AB cos theta. Here cos theta here 90 degree between F1 and F2, cos 90 0. The formula becomes root of A square plus B square. A squared B squared means force F1 squared plus F2 squared. Since the distance between A and B or A and D are equal, the magnitude of force will also be equal. F1 and F2 also equal. Therefore, in the formula, F1 squared, F2 squared is equated as 2 times of F1 squared. When you take the root, it becomes root 2 F1. This is the resultant of what? F1 and F2. அப்புறம் F3 calculate பண்ணணும். ரெண்டையும் add பண்றோம். So F1 use the formula. In the side use the formula F1 G capital M. Distance between the A and B is calculated using the diagonal formula. Diagonal of the square is equal to root 2A. Root 2A is equated with 2R because the radius is R, the diagonal will be 2R. Therefore, the side of the square becomes root 2A, root 2R. That is the distance between A and B and A and D. Using this distance, the formula F1 G M divided by distance between A and B and A and D is root 2R. It becomes Gm square divided by 2R square. Come to this to find out the F3 value. Here the F3 value Gm square divided by distance between A and C 2R whole square, Gm square 4R square. Okay. Now, when you substitute the values in the formula here, resultant force is F3R. F3R here root 2 F1. Substitute F1 and F3 in this formula. It becomes what? Finally, Gm squared 4R squared 1 plus 2 root 2. This total force acting on A is equated with the centripetal force here and find out the velocity. Okay. Darun, understand?
Yes, sir.
Kindly copy this. This is an important problem. For 1 hour, we can solve or at least maximum 5 hours. If you have more time, we'll see more problems. I have given only 1 hour. With that, we will solve the maximum number of problems. In the next class, we will go to the Kepler's law and gravitational field on Monday. I think Monday is
12th class.
oh, okay. Students, what about the class? Are you comfortable with the class? Can you understand the concept clearly?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Okay, thank you. I cannot see you because in the classroom session, my visibility, because you are sitting far from the screen, so that I cannot see you properly. That is why I am asking to unmute your video, but you are not doing. Rishi Raj. How many students are attending today? All.
Totally 15 members, sir.
Ah.
But now 8 members only attending, sir.
Oh. Others are for the compulsion. They are attending the class in school. They are not interested. It's raining over there. Muhammad.
Sir?
No, Mala Pida. In your native.
No, sir.
Okay. Students, can we go to the next problem, please?
Yes, sir.
Do it once again at home, the same problem. Then only you can get the concept clearly.
Yes, sir.
Okay, sir.
Students, see the problem. 3 particles each of mass m placed at the vertices of equilateral triangle of side are shown in figure. M. The magnitude of the gravitational force on any one of the particle due to the other 2 is the same concept as used in the previous problem. In the previous problem, we used 4 masses. That we calculated the resultant force with respect to A. Similarly, here the question is find out the magnitude of the gravitational force on any one of the particle due to the others too. You can try. Students, can you try? ஏதாவது ஒரு மாஸ்ல gravitational force கேக்குறாங்க. Say இது A நோக்கும், இது B, this one C. Question is find out the magnitude of the gravitational force in any one of the particle due to the other. I'm taking the A as the reference. With respect to the reference point A, the force is calculated from B and C. The force of attraction between A and C and A and B. Say this one F1, this one F2. Since it is a equilateral triangle, the angle is 60 degree. Okay, wow. Now, how to find out the resultant force? Root of F1 squared, F2 squared, 2 F1 F2 cos theta, cos 60. That's all. Now, find out the F1 value. Use the formula G. First mass M placed at A, second mass placed at C, again M. What is the distance? R, because the distance is given. Understand? The 3 particles, each of particle placed at the vertices of equal distance. As shown in figure. அப்போ என்னது R னு எடுத்துக்கலாம். அப்போ R square. That means G M squared divided by R squared. Similarly, F2 G M squared divided by R squared. Let's substitute over here. F1 F2 are same. Okay, wow. F1 squared, F2 squared. What is the cos 90 formula value? Cos 90.
Cos 60, sir.
Cos 60, sir.
Sorry, cos 60.
1 by 2.
1 by 2. 2 to get cancelled, no? Now
Yes,
F1 squared, F1 squared, F2 squared from 2 F1 to F1, F1, F2. F1 is equal to F2. F1 is equal to F2. Say F2 is becomes F1 square. Here 2 F1. Understand? We are equating F1 is equal to F2 or simply F, whatever. One time, two time.
2F1 square.
2F1 squared.
Plus F square.
Plus 2F1, sir.
2F1 square.
இது தப்பு இல்ல இது 2 வரும்
4 sir.
கேன்சல்னா F1 னா F1 ஸ்கொயர் நோ
Sir, 4F1 square into
no.
Sir.
Listen here. அப்படி வராது. F1 ஃபுல்லா F1 எடுத்துக்குவோம் again. பாருங்க F1 னா F2 இங்கல F1 ஸ்கொயர் போடுங்க. இங்க என்ன வரும்? F1 ஸ்கொயர் போடுங்க. Then F1 and again F1. It becomes what? F1 squared, F1 squared,
2F1.
F1 squared.
Oh, okay.
அப்புறம் என்ன வரும்? 3F1 squared.
Okay, sir.
F1. Okay, sir. Okay, sir.
3F1. Now calculate the F1. F1 என்ன வந்திருக்கு? √3 we have found out already. Capital G M squared divided by R squared. That's all. Answer B.
Okay, sir. Completed, sir.
Students, See this problem, it's also important problem. 2 point masses A and B having the masses in the ratio of 4:3 are separated by the distance of 1 meter. When another mass C of mass capital M is placed between A and B, the force between A and C is 1/3 of the force between B and C. The distance of C from A is. The projectile நம்ம draw பண்றப்போ ஒரு particular pointல gravitational force வந்து 0 இருக்கு. இந்த ப்ராப்ளத்துல ஒரு particular pointல the force between the first mass and the third mass and second mass and third mass is 1/3. We have to find out the position of the object which is placed between the two masses so that the ratio of the force between the first mass and the third mass and second mass and the third mass is 1/3. That is the question. Two-point masses. Say A and B having the ratio, point masses having the ratio 4/3. Say this is MA, MB. Which are separated by the distance 1 meter. When another mass C of mass capital M is placed between A and B, let us place this mass here at point C. The force between A and C is 1/3 of the force between B and C. The force between A and C is 1/3 of the force between B and C. What is the distance of C from A? You have to find out the distance from A to C. That distance, let it be R. Shall we calculate that?
Yes, sir.
In the distance 1/R. A simple concept. இதை நம்ம சால்வ் பண்ணணும். Force equate பண்ணணும். Using this concept. First, FAC. G, what is the mass at
Capital M,
and
M,
MA and M divided by distance is R, that is
R
R
square.
squared. BC, G, MB,
MB, capital M,
yes,
Capital by R
by
square.
1 minus
1 minus
square.
R whole square. இப்போ you substitute the two values in this equation.
Yes, sir.
G capital MA M
M
divided
by
R square
R square equal
1
to
by
1/3
capital G,
G
MB,
MB
capital M
1 minus R square.
Very good. இப்போ G cancel பண்ணிடலாம். Will get cancelled. G and M also
cancel.
What about MA and MB? MA divided by MB is 4/3. Or otherwise, எப்படி போடலாம்? வேற என்ன ரேஷியோ இருக்கு? அவ்வளவுதான் இருக்கு. இல்ல கிராஸ் மல்டிப்ளை பண்ணுவோமா? பாருங்க 1 minus R whole squared into MA, that is equal to 1/3
1/3
R
into
squared
MB.
ME.
ஓகேவா?
Okay, sir.
MA is equal to 4 by 3 MB போடலாமா? MA is
sir.
equal to, இங்க பாருங்க list. MA is equal to 4 by 3 MB. 4 by 3 MB. That is equal to 1 by 3 R squared MB. MB get cancelled.
Cancel.
3 cancel. இப்போ இங்க வந்து 4 multiply 4 R squared, that is equal to R squared. 4 is equal to 5 R squared. Therefore R squared is equal to 4 by 5. Therefore R is equal to root of,
4 by 5.
yes,
2 by root 5. Sir, the option is not in the option, sir.
Kindly check this. See the
Sir, நம்ம MA by MB equal to X.
yes.
Sir,
4 by 3. Yes.
Cross multiply பண்ணதுக்கு பதிலா நம்ம
MA by MB ன்னு போட்டா 4 by 3 அதுக்கு போட்டுக்கலாம்ல சார்?
Okay.
equal to X square by 3 into 1 minus X whole square.
Four minus 4 R squared. This one 3 R squared 4 R squared. Okay, I made a mistake here. One minus R whole squared, like. Isn't it? And 1 minus R squared, but 1 minus R whole squared. Okay.
R squared by 1 minus R whole square.
Whole squared, yeah. Yeah. 4 by 3.
இப்போ 4 by 3 equal to
R squared divided by 1 minus R whole squared.
Whole square.
3 get cancelled, no?
cancel.
Yes, sir.
Let us take the root on both sides. It becomes 2.
Yes, sir.
Divided by
R by 1 minus R.
2 minus 2R is equal to
R.
R. Therefore, 2 is equal to 3R. R is equal to 2 by 3. Okay. So, simple mistake leads to a big problem. இந்த இடத்துல நம்ம பண்ணணும். ஆன்சர் இருக்கான்னு பாருங்க, செக் பண்ணுங்க. இருக்கா?
இருக்கு சார்.
ஓகே.
ஆப்ஷன் ஏ.
Are you getting the confident about how to solve the problem in this topic? Muhammad,
Sir,
problem எப்படி approach பண்ற ஐடியா உங்களுக்கு கிரியேட் ஆயிருக்கா?
sir.
Okay. Okay, with that, we finished today. And students, did you copy?
No, sir.
I'm waiting. No problem.
Sir, full view வைங்க sir. Light
Yeah.
இது.
Is it okay now?
Okay sir, okay sir. Yes sir, finished sir.
Okay.
Finish, sir.
Okay, thank you, students. Thank you for attending the class.
Yes, sir.
We will meet on Tuesday. Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you sir.